Nsem-Pii TV nie.
Na lawyer Paul Admochiri etenase a okasa no. Enye no nkonsa to ebi ma yewura aye friend say. Anas, Aremia Anas. Sika bebrebe na wo say no unye free ifa. Sika mpempem a wo say. Enko na unye free. Any question, $1 million question. Obusa yewura Anas, Aremia Anas. Nsem Anas kikan tienko yentie emra na wa di ho danse na lawyer Paul Admochiri amfana anya kwadoro kra yewura Paul Admochiri emra one Anas de no oka media house wie wanyo no to aso de call yewura Kissi Agyebeng the special prosecutor was $5 million what the day e de enko na de ye na eno no obusa ne 10 solid question. Right now I am passing RTI bill media. I say on fan general. So $5 million no. You want to parade yourself in a bulletproof car. Now crowd tonight seat in zone. A dear sempan with dear with the bill. Also that's judges style. Because usubay obia who fight corruption. Now some perfect now. Because one kasano who say sika. Now questions are yura. I friend said lawyer Paul Admochiri ebusan was demanding an answer right now. I was sending in the man na mra enchero yenko ningo tie lawyer Paul Admochiri Nsem-Pii to Dwanbi.
That's how investigation, there's a budget, and that budget is what goes into the film. So yes, that's how we get the money. We don't get it every day. I wish we could get more to do what we do, but we try, and we wish we will not be paying more, but sometimes you just have to pay more to get it.
For the law you passed on the establishment of the office of the.
All right, so it says that he's a media house. What's the name of the media house? I don't know. Please, anybody can help. Please, those of you who are watching, text me. Anas Aremia Anas says he's a media house. Which one? Crusading Guide is the newspaper that he and Kwekubako have. Is that what he means? I don't know. He says he's a media house and he has a social media page, and he has the German children were very smart. They said, why do you get the money? Because you paid Kissi Agyebeng $60,000. You paid Charles Edubwine $40,000. That's $100,000. Then you paid the other lawyer, the chief, $40,000, $140,000, and then you paid other people, all in the space of 6 months, all in the same Dubai. $140,000 was paid for the work. And Anas says that he has a media house, his clicks and ticks, and that should be looked at. Where is he getting the money? That's a great question. Where are you getting the money from to do this agent for provocateur business and bring up corruption? And he says, what is the name of the media house? Please, viewers, I beg you, what is the name of Anas Aremia Anas's media house? Because I know of Crusading Guide, which is a very decent, respectable newspaper, very great tradition. I know it. Is that what he's referring to? Crusading Guide is print. What is views and clicks? Where is the social media page? Is he referring to his own social media page and calling it a media house? Or is he telling the Germans something that we don't understand? Where is his media house? He says he's a media house. That's where he gets $60,000 to give Kissi Agyebeng, $40,000 to give to Charles Edubwine, and $40,000 to give to the other guy. $140,000 in the space of 1 month. It's a media house. Before then, judges were giving all sorts of money. He's a media house, and he gets what? Clicks and who? What is he talking about? I don't understand. I'm not saying it's true or it's not true. I don't understand. He says that's what he said. We are a media house. TV or radio? Which one is the media house? Print is also a media house. But print doesn't do clicks and views and that. So what is he talking about? These are the things that we need to interrogate properly. Proper interrogation of these things must come, and it's going to start soon. Tonight, we have sent a request to the office of the special prosecutor. I'm going to share that with you now. Before then, though, those of you who didn't see our flyer, this was our flyer. This is what it is. It says, the pot calling the kettle black is like when anti-corruption crusaders like OSP don't want their application of public funds to be exposed. They want it covered such that the public will not know how they spend the public money in fighting corruption. But for God and country, we shall proceed unabated, and it will not be bloody nor gory, so we can all watch, because this one, what we are doing, is not entrapment. It is not blackmail. It is true. It is the whole truth, and it is nothing but the truth. So we urge viewers to join us at 9 p.m. and this is where we are. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to take you sent to the office of the special prosecutor. Here is our editorial montage, because this is fully our opinion. Request, we showed on television something about OSP's cars, and our concern is that the OSP is an anti-corruption agent, and I'm completely disturbed. Why on social media I see people saying the OSP's budget was leaked, and the OSP's budget is the OSP's budget ought to be transparent, shouldn't it? The budget that the OSP wants to work with ought to be transparent. So if it is out there in the public domain, or we have put it out on TV, what is the problem? And then we want to remind people that here in this country, Akufo-Addo has passed the Right to Information Act. They are anti-corruption crusaders. I'm going to show you the board of the office of the special prosecutor. They are all anti-corruption crusaders. Mrs. Linda Kwafo, a nice, intelligent woman who sits on the chairman of the board, represents Transparency International. I have asked them questions. Were they all sitting on the board when the OSP formulated these kinds of requests, looking for bulletproof cars to swing around Accra? Did they all see it and they think it is part of anti-corruption? They should come and explain to us. So, to that extent, we have now filed at 4:45 this evening a request. We have formulated a request under the RTI, which is Act 989, an application for the Office of the Special Prosecutor to answer our questions. The questions we have filed ought to be compulsorily answered by him, unless, of course, he can access one of the exemptions under the Act. And we're waiting to see what his response will be. If he doesn't respond, we'll report him to the RCI Commissioner. He will be surcharged. The money will be given to us. We'll buy Mawako. We'll buy Lukman's rice. We'll eat it in the studio, and we'll still file another question. If he doesn't, we'll take him to the High Court. We are going to demand accountability and transparency from the Office of the Special Prosecutor in this country. The country doesn't belong to some people. It doesn't belong to some people to go and sit at North Ridge, Roman Ridge, Laboni, and decide what they want to do and do their blackmail and evil work. That's the country. Is not for them. This country is to be run according to the dictates of the 1992 Constitution, the Republican Constitution of 1992, for which Akoto Ampah fought and died, for which people like Okuku Bako, Kissi Pratt fought, for which Nana Danko Akufo-Addo put his life out. That 1992 Constitution, we are going to abide by it. We are not going to allow a group of people to hijack the processes with evil. No. So we are accessing the RTI, and it's tribute to Akoto Ampah. Akoto Ampah fought for this RTI because right to information is anti-corruption. So here is what we put out. So it's our letterhead here. Good evening, Ghana, Metropolitan Television, and these are the questions. So this is our address here, and it is written to the board chairman, Mrs. Linda Ofori Kwafo, Office of the Special Prosecutor, 11 December 2023. We sent it to her. RTI, these are the questions we are asking. Dear Madam, request for the Office of the Special Prosecutor, application for information concerning the purchase of certain vehicles, pursuant to Section 18 of the Right to Information Act 2019, Act 989. We write concerning the topic as provided above. We write to your office requesting information in answer to the following questions. 1. On the 2nd day of September 2021, did the Office of the Special Prosecutor send or cause to be sent a request to the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning titled Application for Commencement Warrant, requesting funds for the purchase of certain cars to the tune of 29,952,000. 29,952,000 is the request for the cars of the office prosecutor. Shraj, Iyoko, when I went to Shraj, I told you even the chairs, they are not good. Somebody wanted 30 million Ghana cedis to go and buy cars for the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Let's move on. Question number 2. If yes, was the said request approved by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning? Question number 3. If yes, were the funds disbursed by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning? Question number 4. If the said funds were disbursed, what procurement process was adopted in the purchase of the cars by the Office of the Special Prosecutor? That's a very, very important question for us, because the office of the Special Prosecutor cannot hide under the secrecy of his office, the so-called secrecy of his office, so that he can violate procurement rules and he can decide what he wants to do. He's the office of the Special Prosecutor. He ought to be seen to be abiding by the laws of Ghana, and we are going to ask him, and we've sent it to him already. We are demanding answers from him tonight, that he ought to answer these questions. Ghana is a great and beautiful democracy because we have an RTI. Those who were talking about Rwanda the other day, Rwanda doesn't have an RTI. Okay, question number 5. If the said funds were disbursed, what company, agent, or entity was engaged to provide the said vehicles to the Office of the Special Prosecutor? Question number 6. If yes, are the cars being used as at 11th of December 2023? That's the question we are asking, and we say we count on your prompt response concerning the above mentioned questions. Yours faithfully, Paul Adomotri, host of Good Evening Ghana. Hallelujah be to the resurrected Lord. Yes, we have formulated RTI questions. We are not just blowing hot. We are dealing with constitutional matters. We are dealing with Act 989. We are dealing with legal matters, and we are going to deal with it. People cannot sit down there and take the taxpayers' money and do what they want with it on the facade that they are fighting corruption, on the huge facade that they are fighting corruption. So they'll take the taxpayers' money, 30 million, and do what they want to do with it. No, that's not going to be allowed. People can support him if they want. I see some politicians supporting him and I laugh at them. Politicians support him just because you are in opposition. You support somebody spending the taxpayers' money. Opposition should be more concerned about how the taxpayers' money are spent. But here, MDC are parachicks on social media supporting Office of Special Prosecutor to spend the taxpayers' money anyhow. Taxpayer, when you see them on the streets, whistle at them and hoot at them because they are not doing their work well. They are supposed to be the vanguard of the purse, and we are saying that the Office of Special Prosecutor has questions to answer. Let's go to the board of the Special Prosecutor before we come to Colin Powell. I'll explain something to you now. So look at the board. This is the board of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, to whom we wrote it. The board of the OSP. It has the Honorable Kissi Agyebeng himself, Special Prosecutor. It has Deputy Special Prosecutor Miss Jane Lamte. And then it has Mrs. Linda Ofori-Kwafo, who is the chairperson of the board. Mrs. Linda Ofori-Kwafo represents Transparency International. I'll be surprised if she's not interested in the transparency of the way in which the Office of the Special Prosecutor works. Linda, you are the Transparency International rep in Ghana. We have sent you an RTI request. You are supposed to be the vanguard of transparent disbursement of public funds. You are supposed to be the protector of public funds. You are sitting as chairperson of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Board. You thought it was okay to take 30 million from the Minister of Finance and go and buy bulletproof cars for Kissi Agyebeng to sit in S-Class. Bulletproof cars, Office of Special Prosecutor, bulletproof S-Class. That's what you thought you sit in. Linda, please answer the question. Mrs. Ofori-Kwafo is the rep of anti-corruption civil society. She is Transparency International. And I've been talking to Franklin Kujo about this on television. I'm not speaking to him directly, but Franklin, I'm talking to you again. Please, my boss. Franklin is my boss. Franklin, all of you civil society, you are about protecting the public purse. All of you civil society, you work for RTI. Congratulations. Today, there's a question, and you have to declare where you stand. Do you stand with the Office of the Special Prosecutor that he should buy bulletproof cars and then Shraj should be impoverished? Yoko is impoverished. Attorney General's office used a little bit of money to buy their cars. All of them are fighting corruption. Office of Special Prosecutor is not the only one fighting corruption. This democracy has survived, at least in one instance, because of the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Those of us who have been news reporters for a long time remember Emil Short. We remember Anna Bossman. We remember the work that Emil Short did, the very risky work that Emil Short did. Emil Short was fighting PNDC ministers. He didn't have a bulletproof car. Justice Emil Short, he was fighting PNDC ministers. He didn't have a bulletproof car. He was fighting heavy names like PV or B, who were colossal to the Republic. Emil Short was investigating them under Shraj. We know what Shraj has done in this country. We know what the Commission for Human Rights has done in this country. They are, look at their office. Totally impoverished. I've been there. I've been to Shraj. I saw their office. And Kissi Agyebeng and the board of the Special Prosecutor thinks that they should buy bulletproof cars and Shraj should not even have computers. that they should buy bulletproof cars and sit in and go run around the country as if they are president with motorcade all over the place. Yesterday, somebody called me and said that, Charlie, this Kissi Agyebeng thing, when you started, I was obsessed with you. But I just saw him. But who does he think he is? I thought it was the vice president. Hey, is that how he moves around Accra? I said, but how do you know it was him? He said, I asked a policeman that, but who is that? He said, that's special prosecutor. Really? That's how to fight corruption? Okay, no problem. If that's what Linda Ofoe-Kwafo thinks, she should come out and say it. If Transparency International, the global one, believes that part of fighting corruption is to take 30 million, which at that time was 5 million United States dollars, to go and buy cars, $5 million for Kissi Agyebeng. If that's what Transparency International, the big one, if that's what they think, and they have not queried Linda Ofoe-Kwafo on this one, we have written an RTR request. We are waiting for them to respond. And the RTR request is written to Linda Ofoe-Kwafo. She should come and respond. These are the people that, so here, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Section 2, the object of the office is A, to investigate and prosecute specific cases of alleged or suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses. B, recover the proceeds of corruption and corruption-related offenses. Take steps to prevent corruption. The office shall, within 30 days of the A, conclusion of prosecution of each case or confiscated or assets, blah, 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 submit a written report on the outcome of the case to the Attorney General. Our next RTR request to the OSP, we are not done. Oh, this is the first one. Next one, we are going to ask him the employment. He has 300 people. What do they do there? Who are they? Why are they there? That's the next one. And then this one, has he submitted any report to the Attorney General? Because this is what it says. The office shall, within 30 days of conclusion of the prosecution of each case or confiscation or realization of property under this act, shall submit a report on the outcome of the case to the Attorney General. Has Kissi Agyebeng submitted one single report to the Attorney General? One. From 2021 to 2023, has he submitted a single report to the Office of the Attorney General indicating that he has been able to conclude one matter? Conclude. Which one has he submitted? Apparently, he's concluded that Charles Edibuayin one. Has he submitted a report to the Attorney General? Which one has he completed? Has he submitted any report at all to the Attorney General? This is in the OSP Act. I'm reading from this. This is not us. This is the OSP Act. And then people are going to ask, okay, but why are you doing this? Why are you doing all of that? We come here. Colin Powell has said something very interesting. Incidentally, do you know where I got this from? Our guest tonight, the professor. When I was chatting with him on WhatsApp, now people were calling me and said, Charlie, you need to talk to this professor. Did you see him on UTV? And I like UTV a lot. That's for the Saturday night program I'm always watching. A plus, how are you? I'm feeling you, man. Okay, so I said, well, I watch UTV quite a bit, but I've not seen him. He said, oh, you should watch UTV News. Charlie, the guy is very good. 2 or 3 people called me. Then a week later, another person called and said, Paul, you should interview this guy. So I texted him and I said, Prof, I'd like to talk to you. He said, oh, I've been watching you a lot, blah, blah, blah. So he's here. Tonight he's on our show. Now, this was his DP. You know, when you're chatting with a new person on social, on WhatsApp, sometimes you check out his DP. When you check out my DP, you just see the Lion of the Tribe of Judah, you know. But when I checked out his DP, this is what I saw. And it says, we have come to, this is Colin Powell talking, one of the best generals in the history of the United States, one of the famous men who made the dignity of the black man realized at the State Department as Secretary of State to George Bush, a big general of the Iraq War, one General Colin Powell. He said, we have come to live in a society based on insults, on lies, and on things that just aren't true. It creates an environment where deranged people feel empowered. This is so deep, so true, and so relevant to Ghana today. What Colin Powell said is so deep, is so true, and is fundamentally relevant to Ghana today. I take it again. He says, we have come to live in a society based on insults, on lies, and on things that just aren't true. It creates an environment where deranged people feel empowered. Deranged people, they feel empowered because the society is living on facade, lies, and insults. Somebody can mount a whole television program. All he's doing for 2 hours, with Jimmy, What kind of thing is that? Where did we get that from? And people are excited, they are laughing, they are happy because the person they are insulting is not them. So let me finish with Colin Powell. I'll come to Bagbin. Let me finish with Colin Powell. I'll come to Bagbin. So Colin Powell said this when he said it, but he must have said it when he was in government with George Bush #2. That is before Barack Obama. If that's how American society was then, Ghanaian society is like that today. It's unfortunate. He says, we have come to live in a society based on insults, on lies, and on things that just aren't true. It creates an environment where deranged people feel empowered. That's what I like. Deranged people, totally deranged, and they rather feel empowered.